What would you do if your quiet neighbor wasn't just a killer, but a cannibal? Imagine living in a quiet town where everyone knows each other, and nothing bad ever happens. But what if your neighbor, the one you trust, is hiding a secret so dark it shatters that illusion of safety? Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on real-life cannibalism, horrors that unfolded not in distant lands, but in ordinary neighborhoods. We'll dive into 3 chilling cases that prove the most terrifying monsters can look just like us. These aren't legends. These are true stories that shook entire communities to their core. Lock your doors. Let's get into it. Our first story takes us to Baltimore, Maryland, and the horrifying case of Joe Metheny. Metheny was a massive, unassuming forklift operator, just another face at the local bar. But after his wife left him, his rage turned deadly. He lured vulnerable people, mostly the homeless and sex workers, back to his trailer, where he murdered and dismembered them. The most disturbing part? Metheny ran a roadside barbecue stand, mixing human flesh with pork and beef, serving it to unsuspecting customers. He bragged to police, "The human body tastes very similar to pork. If you mix it together, no one can tell the difference." His spree continued until a would-be victim escaped and alerted police, leading to the discovery of remains in Metheny's chilling confessions. Metheny showed no remorse, even lamenting that he hadn't killed more people. He was sentenced to life in prison, where he died in 2017. The community was left reeling. How could a neighbor serve human flesh without anyone knowing? Metheny's case is a grim reminder. Evil can hide in plain sight, behind a friendly smile and a barbecue stand. The horror wasn't just in the act, but in how easily it went unnoticed. Sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones you'd never suspect. Next time you see a roadside food stand, remember Joe Metheny, and think twice before you take a bite. The illusion of safety in our communities can be shattered in an instant. We never truly know what's happening behind closed doors. Now, we head to Aberdeen, Australia, for a crime that shocked the nation: Katherine Knight. Knight was known for her violent temper, but no one expected what she was truly capable of. Her relationships were marked by jealousy and brutality, but her final act was beyond comprehension. In 2000, after her partner John Price tried to leave her, Knight attacked him as he slept, stabbing him 37 times. She then skinned him, hung his skin in the living room, and cooked parts of his body, setting the table for his children. Her plan to serve them their own father for dinner. Police arrived to a scene so gruesome it traumatized even seasoned officers. Knight showed no remorse, claiming John had betrayed her. She was sentenced to life in prison, never to be released, the first Australian woman to receive such a sentence. Katherine Knight's case is a terrifying example of how domestic violence can escalate to the unimaginable. Her crime left a permanent scar on her community, a reminder that the most monstrous acts can come from those closest to us. The house was torn down, but the memory remains, a warning of the darkness that can lurk behind closed doors. Sometimes the greatest horrors are committed by people we think we know. Katherine Knight's story is proof. Our final story takes us to Rotenburg, Germany, and the infamous case of Armin Meiwes, the Rotenburg Cannibal. Meiwes was a lonely computer technician with a disturbing fantasy: to find a willing victim to be killed and eaten. Through an online forum he met Bernd Brandes, a man who wanted to be consumed. In 2001, Brandes traveled to Meiwes' home, where the two enacted their shared fantasy, culminating in Meiwes killing and butchering Brandes, then storing and eating his flesh over several months. The crime was discovered when Meiwes sought another victim online, and police found human remains and a videotape documenting the act. The case challenged German law. Was it murder if the victim consented? Initially convicted of manslaughter, Meiwes was later retried and sentenced to life for murder. The psychology behind this case is deeply disturbing. Two men, united by complementary extreme fantasies, found each other in the darkest corners of the internet. The story forced society to confront questions about consent, desire, and the limits of human behavior. Rotenburg, once a fairy tale town, became infamous overnight. Meiwes' case is a chilling reminder technology can connect people for good, or for unimaginable evil. Even in the most peaceful places, the unthinkable can happen. The line between victim and accomplice, fantasy and reality was blurred forever. The Rotenburg Cannibal story is a testament to the darkness that can hide behind the most ordinary facades. Sometimes the most disturbing appetites are the ones nobody talks about. So what do these stories teach us? Joe Metheny, Katherine Knight, Armin Meiwes. 3 people, 3 motives, 1 horrifying taboo. These weren't monsters from legends, they were neighbors, co-workers, people hiding in plain sight. Their crimes shattered communities and forced us to question how well we really know those around us. The line between civilization and savagery is thinner than we think. Subscribe for more real horror that hides in plain sight. And remember, sometimes the most disturbing appetites are the ones nobody talks about.